Welcome back everybody to Tabletop Tactics. You join me, Mr. Lonely Man, all by myself and my lonesome on this live stream. Katie is here. It's only the two of us here today. Everyone else is off on holidays and doing other bits and pieces, so it is just us. But I think I can Well done.
I tried.
It's very, very impressive.
Yes.
We had to go to the extent of manually turning on our live stream deck.
And then running all the way back.
Yeah.
It was very graceful and
it's
elegant,
rough.
I assume.
It's rough. It's like being cave people.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to talk today about something very specific, which is the 40K app. But hello, by the way.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Enjoying being here at work instead of, on holiday.
It's very echoey here, isn't it? It's all the corridors fall silent.
Yeah.
There's no one barking orders.
Ghostly echo of our own loneliness.
Yeah. But it's okay. We've got lots of space for activities, which is fun. Yes, so if you'd like to get involved with the conversation, as always, just hit us up in the super chat and we will endeavour to read out your comments and questions, etc., etc. But for now, we welcome you. Welcome here today.
Hello.
Any on-demand subscribers, thank you for being bosses. We hope you've enjoyed all of the content we've had out this week, which is lots. We've got Custodes World Eaters, we've got that other game.
We've got Custodes World Eaters, Eldari Necrons, and tomorrow we have coming Chaos Space Marines versus Dark Angels. And for those Sigmar fans, we do also have Ogre War Tribes versus Maggot King of Nurgle.
Exactly.
Right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you'll all be very pleased to know that it is essentially the Lion versus Cypher in tomorrow's game. So you should be excited for that if you're an on-demand member. If you're not, consider subscribing. We've got a whole heap of stuff on there. We have as of tomorrow, I have 4 10th edition battle reports, 26 faction focuses, and more to come, which is very exciting.
So much more. We've been so busy.
Yes. But yeah, everyone is on holiday. They haven't actually collapsed from the pressures of the workload. They are simply sunning themselves, I would imagine. Yeah. Anyway, why don't we talk about this new app?
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Well, it depends who you ask. But what's your personal experience of it?
I like it.
Right.
I think it's quite good. I've heard a couple of people say that there's some features in it that don't quite work or it's a bit clunky for the armies that I've been using it for, because I've just made some quite quick lists. It looks so much better than the other app.
Yes.
Yes, the Battle Scribe one.
Yeah. It
just looks nicer, it looks sleek and clean, and it is easy to see everything. And I like that you can get the rules up as well. So you've got a little question about what that rule means, like blast, and it shows you what the blast rule is. So I think there are some improvements. It's obviously a very new app. There are some quality of life changes that you'd like to see, but it's only just been released, so you kind of expect it to not be the best as it is right now. But I think it's a fantastic app, personally. I've enjoyed using it.
So were you using the old version before?
No, I haven't used the old version, but I was more, you use Battle Scribe, which is just not
I never had any experience at all with the old version. I think I tried like the Sigmar equivalent, I think, once upon a time.
I heard the Sigmar one was better than the 40K one.
Yeah, well, I tried the 40K one and it was pretty bad. It wasn't great.
No.
So yeah, I personally use Battle Scribe as well, which was fine. I mean, it's free for a start, which is great. I don't know. I think it's sort of lost support over time.
Yeah.
That's an awful lot to do for what is essentially a free app. Like I think there is a paid for tier where you can remove the ads and things, which is the ads nowadays are
it's fun.
Pretty intense.
It's manageable enough, but it's very, very annoying.
Yeah, but that's what you get when you pay for the non-ad version, I suppose. I really like it a lot. I think the UI is great. The speed is very impressive.
Yeah, it's instant.
It's very, very quick. The performance of it's very impressive. I agree with you. I like having the rules on there. All the indexes and things like that being in that first section is really good. I really hope that when the codexes start coming out, those are also in the app.
Yes.
Because they've said, Games Workshop have said there is going to be, you'll pay for it eventually. If the codexes are included in that when they are released, I'll subscribe. Yeah. For sure. Because not having to buy the codex And having it on the app would be very convenient because then, as you say, you've got all of the little hyperlinks in there so you can get the rules up as and when you need it. And if you've got a reference for everything in one place, that is pretty cool.
I mean, for us here, particularly, it's an incredibly useful app because look at all the armies we have.
Yeah.
So it makes our lives a lot easier in terms of having it all in one place. And for people that have multiple armies, just if it is all on there, I'm going to say it now. I think I have a feeling because the way Warhammer Plus was advertised before was if you got Warhammer Plus, you automatically got access to the old app. I'm assuming that's going to work with the new app, and I'm hoping that will include all the codexes.
I mean, yeah.
I think that would be the best way to do it.
It would probably make sense. I can't imagine. I think if you had a subscription for that plus Warhammer Plus, that doesn't really make much sense to me. It then becomes a very good selling point for Warhammer Plus. I personally aren't subscribed to Warhammer Plus. I haven't subscribed because I didn't feel like there was quite enough to get me in. There's some great stuff on there, but there wasn't quite enough for me to do it on top of all of the other things I subscribe to. But if what the app is now is part of that, then when you combine that with all of the animated stuff plus the free model.
The free model, painting tutorials, access to White Dwarfs, past and present.
Sure.
You get quite a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the app alone is a massive drawing point.
Yeah. Yeah, if the codexes are included, that will be a massive boon. I can see a lot of people probably going for it at that point as well. I'd be interested to see what people don't like so much about it. There's a couple of things that I'm not a massive fan of, which you have explained to me actually quite well, with the whole like your characters go with the units thing now. Yeah. I don't like that you can't put them together. That you don't have the option to put them together. Because for me, it'd be quite nice. Yeah, I would very much like to see when you're putting a character in, you have the option of, here are the units they can go with. Do you want to add in one of these units? But I understand why they've not done it like that, because you choose what characters are going with which units at the start or before you deploy. Yeah. So it's not something you have to write on your list. So I think they've gone about it from a purely list writing perspective, something you can, for example, port to send off to a TO if you're going to an event. So I can see why they've done it for that purpose, but I think it would be nice to have the feature of, if anything, oh, here's an additional thing of they can go with these units. Would you just also like to add one of those? Yeah. I think that would be cool. That makes sense. I think there's a few UI bits as well that could be improved over time. Bear in mind, like, this is the first version of it, so it's not going to be perfect. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people who are like, it's rubbish, I don't like it. It's the first version of it, so it's going to change over time. And there is actually a section in the app for, I think it's like feedback or something's broken, something like that. So it's probably a good place to feedback to, because I would imagine they spent an incredible amount of money making this app, so I think that they're going to want it to succeed, especially to the point when it then becomes a paid-for thing. So I'm sure that if enough feedback is given for certain things, stuff will be implemented before like the paid version goes live. One would assume, but we'll have to see about that. Sometimes, like, I was doing a death watch list yesterday, and it can be a bit overwhelming in terms of all of the parts of building a unit, like all the war gear and things like that. I don't know how, I don't know what I want that to be, but it is quite a lot and quite messy. So I think there's some UI stuff that can be put in place to make things simpler. Maybe categorizing things into like Imperium, Zenus, Chaos would be good as well, just so it's not so much stuff
all in one go
everywhere. But this sort of thing will probably change over time. Apps get updated all the time. Yeah, like a little tweak of, instead of alphabetical order, doing it in order of a way that makes sense. And even for the units themselves, they're all in alphabetical order at the moment. Now, I know we don't really have categories anymore for units, but it'd still be nice to have the similar ones together. Yeah, I think so. Like, you could have a bit for vehicles, you could have like elites. Again, elites isn't a thing anymore. So it's a bit of a weird time, because we've gone from 9th edition, where everything was very much categorized at the beginning, to then being in Arcs of Omen, where it's just the Arcs of Omen detachment. Now we're in 10th. Yeah. It isn't categorized, but we're all used to having categories. So I think it's a bit of a weird time for everyone trying to get their heads around the changes. I'm thinking the only way they can do it, because currently they do have characters, transports, and battle line, and then other. Sure. I think you could have vehicles and monsters as a separate one as well, because they're very different, and again, it kind of lessens what you're looking for. Yeah. Although that then does interfere with the dedicated transport bit, because they're usually technically a vehicle or a monster. Yeah. Yeah, and there's only one more thing that I really would like them to change. When you've selected your unit, you have to press cancel. And it's like, am I cancelling what I've done or am I going back? I want a back button. But apart from that.
Put in a back button for Beard, please.
Yeah, a BB for B.
Yes,
Yes.
for you.
I've realised there's only 2 of us and we've had some super chats.
Yes, there have been some super chats.
We don't have our normal organisation station, aka you on the deck. Oh, you're on the camera today!
I know, it was very strange for me.
Weird!
Experience. I was on the last one as well. It was 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Feeling spoilt.
Yeah, I think we will probably get a camera for the deck person.
Yeah. I think that has been the intention for a very long time. It's just the process of getting a camera, and it's not a very pretty area at the moment.
Yeah.
You need to zhuzh it up,
yeah.
so it looks a bit more like this.
Yeah. Over there actually, to be fair, it looks all right, but it's not quite.
It's not this. It's not this. Because I know a couple of people have mentioned sometimes it's like, oh, I'm sad. Katie's never on. I quite like being behind the camera. It's fun.
Okay.
I get to shout at you about not listening to my super chats.
Yeah.
it's
I have no choice today.
It's a great time. So super chats. You have Russell Pinner. Hi guys, absolutely loved all of the 10th content recently. Amazing job. Will you be doing a tour of your new space at some point?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not ready.
It's really, the studio is about almost pretty much kind of there,
sure.
But the rest of the space is going to take a very long time to sort out.
Yeah, we don't really want to do a tour until the event space is set up, and there's still a lot to do down there. We are going to do it eventually, but it will just take a lot of time. But bear in mind that we are all producing content full time, so. And on top of that, making the event space downstairs, like we're doing it as and when we're able to do it. So it will come, we will do it, and it will be, pretty great. And then when we do the tour, you can then come for events. So it's like a double whammy that you can enjoy later on.
We want what we put out to be what you see.
Yeah.
When you come to an event. So we don't want to show you half built and then that be your expectation of what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
We want to show you the finished product.
Exactly.
But that will be coming at some point.
Eventually, yeah. I need to tidy Laurie's desk because it is an absolute disgrace.
We even got him shelves.
It's like he works in a bin. Unbelievable.
His desk is the shelf.
Oh,
it's very
let's
sad.
not get into that right now.
Good to know, Bob. Is it so quiet you can hear Fletcher's brush running on the minis?
I could hear his airbrush. Oh, I wasn't in here. I was in in our cinematic studio. Oh no, I was in here. I was in here. And I was like, what is that noise? Something's broken. Is it the air conditioning? No, it was Fletcher spraying away on the Tyrannance. That door was open, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
It's soundproofed in here. So
yeah,
when the door's
this room
shut,
is
you can't
soundproof.
really hear anything.
Well, you can hear a lot of when we're not in this room, him moaning and like rah at something usually because he's sick of painting me so many Tyrannants.
Yeah. Yeah, what you can hear, if you're at the edit desk, what you can hear, whenever someone's playing orcs, you always hear a wah.
You always hear the wah.
Apart from that, we don't really hear what's going on.
I wouldn't say that because you were usually in here when there's a lot of noise being made. I can hear you a lot when I'm out there. Yeah. You're very loud. Okay. you exclaim quite a lot and quite frequently. But yeah, it's quite quiet this week. It's very echoey. It's very strange. Oh, all there. Itching to be able to make a full-on jet bike army, Sam Hain all the way.
Nice.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. There's
Wild West now.
There's a lot you can do with Eldar.
Oh, there's so much.
Goodness.
I'm just trying to think about like how often I can run them. We were actually having a conversation before the stream.
What are we going to run next?
What are we going to run next? I was like, well, I could do Yunari, I could bring more Harlequins, I could do Wraith list, I could do Bike list.
Maybe you should do bikes. Go nuts with the bikes.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe I should give Harlequins a little bit of love because they're a bit sad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
see. But it's very exciting.
Yeah.
And then we are caught up on the super chat.
Very good. Any more super
quite
chats
relaxed.
or any more questions, give us a shout and we'll get right back onto that. Yes, so I think overall the app is very good. There's lots of comments I'm seeing about like, I don't like it, but I'm not really seeing many reasons why. I wonder if it is just a change from people that have used Battlescribe in the past, but as I said previously, the way the app's used has come at the same time that the edition's completely changed. So I wonder if it's just like no one has had any practice with it to see if it will work for them. But I think for the most part, it's actually pretty good. If it is going to be something that's paid for with Warhammer Plus, with all of the other features like codexes and stuff like that, I think it will be very popular. And I also think it will be very good for people that are new to the hobby as well, or people that have sort of come from the hobby space and going into gaming. Because you've got all of the abilities to tap on the hyperlinks and have all the rules come up, it then becomes a very useful all-in-one type thing.
Yeah.
And there's not really, there's never really been a particularly good list builder. Like back in the day, I used Quartermaster back in the day. And that had a really nice interface. And I seem to remember that when you like deleted units, they exploded. I don't know if I'm making that up. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Quartermaster was very, very simple with a very, very clean user interface. But it wasn't particularly intuitive compared to something like Battlescribe. So I always like very clean interfaces, and I like the user experience. But then I used Battlescribe, and I was like, oh, it's just better, but it just looks horrible. So I eventually moved to Battlescribe. But again, Battlescribe is great, but it is quite clunky. Yeah. Like there's not support there all the time for when things go wrong. Yeah. It's just as far as I know, and I don't know this for sure. I think it was just a guy that had made it himself. I believe he's now moved on, and now there's like a community of people that are then now like maintaining it, as far as I'm aware. So it's no wonder that it's not like perfect all the time.
I mean, I think for the past, or a couple of months leading up to 10th edition, it was also just struggling to keep on top of any new updates in the game, and it was starting to have a few creaks and problems here and there. So, and I mean, that information is not going to be updated for a very long time. There is an entire edition that needs to be updated on that. Yeah. So,
and this is where Games Workshop will live or die on this app. If it's regularly updated, which includes codexes, I'm talking day one app, everything from the codex on the app, regular updates for balance tweaks and things like that, Munitor and field manual points updates. Yeah. If all of those things happen straight away, and we start to see a change where more regular balance updates are being done because they can be instantly published to everyone using the app, that's where I think they'll really win.
Oh, that would be really cool. Could you imagine getting a push notification? Oh, the balance status alert's out.
Yeah.
And it's just immediately on your phone rather than, oh, I have to go to Warcom at this time and I don't know when it's going to be out.
Yeah, that's nice. Where it will really be a winner for me. I don't know, I have no idea what kind of support the app's going to have, or if there's a team that's dedicated to doing it, or if the rules writers have access to it or whatever. But if they can do it in such a way that it is, everything is updated quickly, I can see that being a massive win and it sort of becoming like quite an essential thing. And if the price is right, or if it's whatever Warhammer, how much is Warhammer Plus?
I don't know off the top of my head. I just pay, well, I don't even pay for it. My partner pays for it.
Per month. We'll find out. If the price of Warhammer Plus, whatever it is.
So it's £5 a month or $6, I'm assuming that's US dollars a month.
Okay.
Or $60 or £50 a year.
Right.
So it's not that much.
Listen, if the price stays the same and the codexes go onto the app.
And the app is part of Warhammer Plus.
That, plus the miniature and stuff, that's then a really good deal.
Because if you think about it, the miniature's usually worth about £25 to £30 because single characters are very expensive now. Yeah. And then you've got access to all the codexes that have released and all the indexes on top of that. Yeah. That's really good. Yeah.
I mean, like some of the stuff, like for me personally, some of the stuff on the app I wouldn't use. So like the old white dwarfs are cool, but I'm not going to read them. If they were like the really old ones, like the 90s and 80s ones, and they made them digital, that would be sweet.
I think they are doing that.
No, really?
I'm pretty sure they're updating them on Hang On.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's a conversation for another day. We'll figure that out for you later.
That would be fun. But for me, like old white dwarfs, old like 7th edition supplements, it's not for me. But I will probably consume the animated stuff when I'm doing hobby stuff. That will be fun. I'll finally get round to properly watching the I Am Within, I Am Without on the telly, rather than doing it on a device screen. Yeah, that then becomes a very, very interesting.
Although interestingly, so I'm just on the Warcom article for it, and it does actually say, unfortunately, when a codex releases, you'll be able to input a unique code printed in the book to unlock its content on the app. So you still will have to buy the book to get it, which I understand. I do understand.
That would, I mean, that would then, yeah, thinking about it with a logical brain and a reasonable brain, that would then be way too cheap. Because if you buy like 2 codexes, then you're just getting them for free, essentially. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can, yeah, if you can get the stuff on the app, that's fair enough, I guess.
Although I do like that they've said that even after the initial period, the core rules and the combat patrol data sheets are going to stay free.
That's nice.
So the core rules, obviously, they're going to be very helpful for just checking rules. So it can become, if you don't want to have to pay for it, it can just become a rules checking device, nice and easy in your pocket. But I like that the combat patrol is kind of what they're pushing towards new players, because it's buy this combat patrol box and you're ready to go, and those new players are able to play for free because they will have their data sheets, which is nice.
Let's do a poll. I've just had an idea.
Okay,
We're going to do a poll. I'd like to know, all of you people out there right now, do you want to see combat patrol or do you want to see boarding action?
I mean,
you could do both.
Oh, I can't. I'm logged into the wrong thing to be able to do it.
Oh, yeah, melon.
Oh no.
Oh, never mind. Just a no show of hands. Just put it in the comments. Just let us know.
Why is Chef just commented if T?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why?
Yes, let us know if you want combat patrol or boarding action. We're interested in doing one or both of those because we can make those things relatively quickly and sort of fit them into our busy schedule. As far as I'm aware, the boarding action rules are out this week based on one of the Warcom articles. So we're keen to do boarding action again. I'd just be interested to know if you guys want to see combat patrol. So if you want some smaller games like quick fire, quickies. Not everyone's got time for like a 1 to 2 hour battle report, you know. So if you want to see some combat patrol, combat action, combat patrol.
Combat patrol boarding action.
Tell us. And we will endeavour to do
maybe if you
one
mash
or
them
both
together, it becomes boarding patrol.
Boarding patrol. Hello, it's the boarding patrol. Have we had some more super chats?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
You were just chatting at me a lot.
Sorry.
Well, there's not. It's been quite chill today. It's not. We can keep on top of it. We've got this.
You just put your feet up.
Yeah, relax. Can I relax?
We keep asking us questions because we like it.
Ben 10, Sophie, my only gripe with the app is that the basic gear for a unit is not added when a new model is added to the unit. Big love from a filthy Emperor's Children player.
Filthy Emperor's Children?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Fine. You're all right.
Depends on your point of view, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, no, that is.
What
so when you add a new model into a unit, so when you're increasing the unit size, the basic gear for the unit isn't added, so you have to add all the.
I can see that being a bug that will need to be fixed, or something that hasn't been implemented properly. Yes, that is kind of annoying. Especially when you're doing Death Watch lists.
I would like the option, and this is probably a bit of a big ask, where you can...
You can ask them. They're probably all here. The developers are probably here.
Developers, are you watching?
We want to see what these guys want to...
I would like you to be able to, if you've got a unit and you want to change the war gear, but you want the entire unit to have the same war gear, to have a change the one and then a button to say apply to all.
Yes.
So you don't have to go through and change them all. It's a very tiny inconvenience right now. It wastes a couple of seconds of my time probably, but those are precious seconds.
Yeah.
Be making content.
Yeah. You can duplicate units, which I quite like.
Yeah, you can duplicate the units, but it's just the models within the unit. I'd like to be able to do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can make it happen
Please,
for you.
can you make it happen for me, please?
Yeah.
Good to know Bob has said, I'm having fun with 10th list building, currently planning World Eaters list, running 8 Demon Princes, then filled with Jackals and Berserkers.
How can you run 8 Demon Princes?
How can you run 8 Demon Princes?
Well, you know that we don't know. You can't run 8 Demon Princes.
No, not with World Eaters.
Can you even get a World Eaters? You can
get World Eaters Demon Prince.
8? You're crazy. Get out of here. You could run, I mean, technically you could run 4. You could include Angron.
Unless he's playing in a non-competitive, non-matched play format where he's...
Well, that also makes a lot of sense.
This is also a very legitimate way to play.
What's wrong with you?
This feels like excessive.
8 Demon Princes? Is one of them Angron?
Is one of them Angron? Can you let us know in the chat, please?
7 Demon Princes. And what else? Jackals?
Jackals are 8, yeah. Then filled with Jackals and Berserkers. So Demon Princes, Jackals and Berserkers and nothing else, I'm assuming. That sounds like a peak World Eaters.
The Jackals are really cool. They're really, really cool. Yeah, you could fill Land Raiders with them as well, which I quite enjoy. Yeah, I think you can put Jackals in Land Raiders. I'm presuming you can.
I just see no reason why you couldn't.
I don't see a reason why I couldn't.
They fit.
Why don't we get 8 Land Raiders?
Sure.
Put Demon Prince in each of the 8 Land Raiders?
I don't think you put a Demon Prince in a Land Raider. But that does actually bring me to a good point, and this is something I'm seeing a lot online since the app's come out, is a lot of people are just playing around with lists now. They're just having fun with it. People are playing around with lists for armies they don't even own.
Yeah.
That's the nice part about it. I know it's only going to be free for a short time. The fact that it is free right now means it's a new edition. You're not sure if you're just getting into the game or if you want to start a new army, exactly what you want to do. You can play around with it for now.
Yeah.
And it is available for you.
Yeah. It is, yeah. The list building element is actually, I think it's excellent. I think it's really good. Coming from using Battlescribe previously, which, again, Battlescribe was fine, but it was just fine. That was what it was. I'm seeing a few people like, the app should be free forever. But you can't expect a very good app to be free.
Yeah.
Like if it's got enough features and it performs really well and it does a very specific job excellently, you can't expect it to be free.
It's like expecting any service to be free.
Yeah, so why can't I just have Netflix for free?
Why can't I have unlimited coffee for free?
Unlimited
Pay
coffee?
for it. It's a service, I have to pay for that.
Yeah.
People worked on it.
It's
put
also
it
it's also a goods and a service. It's a combo.
Wow, double trouble.
Imagine that was free. It'd be ridiculous. The world would be in ruin.
We would be.
Everyone would be hyped up on coffee beans as well.
It doesn't take much from me, I'm very small. We'll move on to the next super chat. Oh, and also people answered the question. He's got 3 on foot, 3 winged, and then allies. That's how you could get 18
Oh, you can, yeah.
Yeah. You're a madman and you're crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you include Angron,
Yeah.
that's 7. Then you just need
one ally.
One ally.
Yeah, easy. Don't get any ideas, please. Don't.
You could run a bloodthirster.
Oh.
You could ally in a demon's
Don't
bloodthirster.
give them more ideas.
There you go.
You gave them more.
I mean, I say there you go. That's probably exactly what you've done already, but you've excited me now.
Yeah, you have.
How many demon princes do we have?
I don't know.
Some. There are some.
An amount. We can probably proxy
And I
Rose of
will.
Demons. Yes. So we'll move on to the next super chat with that before you start giving chat even more crazy ideas. Alan Rayner has said, do you think we are now seeing a shift towards Games Workshop trying to take on feedback and be more nimble? It feels like the barriers to entry are really being addressed and most of the noise is from the veterans. I would
don't know.
say, from all of the articles and interviews and behind the scenes peeks we were given throughout the release of 10th and are still being given, a lot of what the Games Workshop staff and designers and team are saying is, we've listened to your feedback. And this is the direct result of us listening to your feedback.
Yeah.
You were complaining about having codexes and supplements and having to take 1 million books with you. Cool, here's index cards.
Yeah.
Here's an index.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think
they are.
10th is definitely not. That wasn't just random. Like it's not ended up as it is because they just felt like that was the right thing to do. I think you're right. I think the cards make a lot of sense. Like they're very popular in Sigmar. And it simplifies things. You just got your little deck.
Yeah.
You don't need to bring your book around. I think all of the reason why they've taken away stratagems is not because they felt like it, but it's because everyone complained it was too complicated. Yeah, I think 10th is definitely formed around a lot of feedback. In terms of like overall, I'm not sure because like there was that huge survey. Was it last year? They were like, tell us what you think. And they never published the results.
No, but then they just published 10th instead.
Sure. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know. They've got business to attend to, and they by all accounts they're doing incredibly well. But yeah, I think compared to like how it used to be back in the day, it's very different. I think. So hopefully it will continue to continue.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But it does seem to be going in that direction.
Yeah. And people seem to like 10th so far.
We've been really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have really come out again going, oh, that was rubbish.
Yeah.
It was a win. Oh, that was fun.
And whilst I think of it, again, I've been responding to lots of comments on our on-demand videos recently, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying 10th was supposed to be really simple, but from what I'm seeing, it's not. It's equally as complicated. It will probably look like that because we're over-explaining everything. Well, no, we're not over-explaining everything. We're explaining everything.
What we're doing.
We're going much slower than we normally would, and we're repeating a lot. But when you actually play the games, and you and your opponent are using the same universal rules, it all will sink in quite quickly. I'd say play 2 or 3 games before you sort of like make an overall decision. But I think most people will really like it. And it's definitely not as complicated as it might look once you actually start playing the game on the tabletop.
Yeah, I've already kind of felt the advantage of the Universal Special Rules coming back of being like, oh, by the way, this has this rule, like this has stealth. It's like, oh, cool, I immediately know what that means.
Yes.
Rather than this has terror from the deep.
Yeah.
Like, cool, what does that mean?
I've got spooky skull face.
And it kind of speeds up the game in that respect of I'm no longer having to constantly ask what everyone else's army does.
Yes.
It's very, very sad and complicated all of the time.
Yeah.
And now it's just happy and uncomplicated and relaxed.
We had a nice game yesterday, didn't we?
We had a really nice game yesterday. It was a really fun game.
It was very fun.
It was fun.
Should we tell them what it was?
I mean, I've posted it all over social media, so people know what it was. So
Tyrannance the Death Watch.
Tyrannance
It'll be the Tyrannance debut.
It will be the Tyrannance debut. It will be the debut of, I think we've got all of the models from the new box in there? Other than 10 Termagants?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We've got all the models from the new box in there. It is the debut of the brand new scheme of High Fleet Mermaiden, which is why the Tyranids haven't been on the channel yet. I know they were the release box being Leviathan, but Fletcher had to repaint 2,000 points, and that's no small feat.
No, it's a lot.
He did a lot, and he's done an amazing job, and they are beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was a really fun game.
Yeah, it was good.
There was a lot of bugs.
There was a lot of bugs.
There was a lot of bugs.
You get a lot of bugs with Tyranids.
You get a lot of bugs for your buck.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel oppressive at any point. When I first put them down, I was like, oh no, they've goofed for these points.
Yeah.
And then as I was playing, and I still had a lot, like, throughout the game, and it was just, it feels fine.
Yeah.
It feels fine. It feels more balanced.
Yeah. And thank you for waiting. Thank you for being patient whilst we get Tyrannus done. We didn't want to do like, oh, here's the Leviathan box game. It's not a proper game. Well, it is a proper game, but it's not a proper game.
We wanted to give you 2,000 points, so you could actually see, we know a lot of, well, the majority of our viewership only really want to play 2,000 point games. So we'll give you what you want to play and what you'd be playing, so you know what you'd be seeing, so you can kind of see yourself on the tabletop.
And we also didn't want to do like, oh yeah, it's 3 boxes of Leviathan. That's what we've done. So we've done a proper
Tyranids.
Yes, and they feel like Tyranids.
They do.
Like looking over at the board, it's like there's a lot of bugs. They're all swarming towards my fellas.
Yeah, and the rules they have as well feel very Tyranidy without feeling too much. Like you've got the adaptation in there, but it didn't feel like it went too far.
They're pretty strong, but they're not like 9th edition Tyranids. And it's like I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead. My army and me. We're both dead.
You're dead from sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Death Watch were really cool as well.
They were. Yeah. It's a bit of a weird army because I've I was like, I really like how my Death Watch look overall, but I had some Redemptor Dreadnoughts and a couple of Corvus Black Stars that I wasn't happy enough with in terms of their paint scheme. So I sold them and then haven't replaced them with anything. So it's all infantry. It's just kill teams.
Which is very interesting for me, obviously, with the Tyrannus hyper adaptations of I can make my entire army sustained 1 against
I was like, damn it. But no, it was kill teams. It was some mounted stuff.
It felt really cool.
Yeah. It was like Starship Troopers, but instead of the troopers, it was Space Marines.
And instead of what are the bugs called? I've not actually seen Starship Troopers. What are the aliens?
Why would you say that in front of them? They're like, no, what?
Well, I say stuff like that in front of them all the time. They never actually care when it's me.
Yeah.
Do you? Because you love me, don't you, chat? Because I manage chat when we're on live all the time and I talk with them.
As your pals, as your people.
These are my people. You are my people.
Speaking of people,
we have a few more super chats. Let's get to them. So Lugbirds, hi, how are you doing? He started building his Carnifex army yesterday. Yes, I salute you.
Carnifex. 8 Demon Princes, Carnifex army. What's going on? It's like me and my Dreadnought army that never got made. Poor fellas.
Don't think about that right now. No, the Carnifexes are quite cool. I've got 5 on my personal army, and now gonna have 2 Screamer Killers, and I need to get on one. I want to try and bring as many Carnifexes as I can.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So really cool.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. We love Carnifexes. Walker 41B, loving the game so far. How different are you finding building lists from 9th to 10th?
It's Walker. It's my guy. 41B. He is a very advanced android.
Oh, I see.
That's his designation.
Would you like to answer his question?
What was the question?
How different are you finding building lists from 9th to 10th?
Well, if they hadn't done Arcs of Omen, I think it would have been a very, very abrasive change. And people would have been like, I hate it. But I think it kind of and I think this was accidental. I think it was kind of perfect that Arcs of Omen came along because they were like, 9th is a bit much. No one's really enjoying it. Let's just get rid of that and have the Arcs of Omen detachment. And then conveniently then led on to 10th, which is very similar for the most part, but a little bit even less structured.
Yeah.
When I first saw Arcs of Omen, I was like, no, it's too simple. We need to have troops as a minimum. And now I'm like, thank God we don't have to have troops anymore. Because like you could take a unit, but like if I remember like when I was running Sisters in 9th edition, every time I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take 3 units of Battle Sisters. That's not fun. Yeah. But now you can do whatever you want. So I think there's definitely more that you can do to make the army that you want to run. You can make it more flavorful that way in the absence of like real juicy flavor. Yep. Which is what tends to happen when an index comes along. Like the game gets a bit more, dare I say, balanced and a bit more, well, maybe not balanced, less busted. Yes. But you lose a bit of flavour.
There's less options, and because there's less options, it's a bit easier to balance.
Yeah.
The more options you have, the harder it is to balance, which is why there are some armies that are just difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because they've got so many things.
Yeah, I'm finding it easier. I'm also finding that with the secondary missions that you do, if you're doing tactical missions, you can definitely build on that when you don't have the limitations of the old way. So you can make a nice adaptable list that does lots of different things, and then you can have lots of different ways of getting your secondary missions rather than drawing something being like, I can't do this. Most of the time you're like, maybe I can, because I've been smart with my list building.
Although there wasn't a point yesterday where I was thinking if I do bring it down, you had to vehicles and monsters.
Yes. Again.
So that
genius.
That was your genius list building. I am finding it very difficult not to list build in a way that I find a unit and I go, right, what character can I put in the unit to make the unit better?
Sure.
Like, I know that's my own thing I need to get around because I know that's not how I should be doing it. Then I should be thinking, oh, I want this cool character, what can I have to bodyguard them? I know it's the better way around of doing it. But I'm looking and finding so many more characters that I never would have used.
Yeah, that's good.
And doing different things with them. I've made a sisters list with an Imagifier. I've never used an Imagifier before.
No one has.
But she's really cool.
It's never been
done. She's cool
done.
looking.
Yeah.
And now I'll get to use her in a list.
Well,
and you guys will get to see it.
This is actually true. There's actually a lot of models I've been using in the last a couple of weeks I haven't used for ages. I'll give you a spoiler. When I was doing my Chaos game, I was taking my Plague Bearers and I was like, you know, I'm going to use Floppity Ballpiper. And then I looked at his data card and I was like, he's terrible. So I then figured out, I was like, oh, I'll take Epidenius. I'm not using him in a while. I'll give him a Thorpe Invulnerable save. It's incredible.
Yeah, you really play around with it. That's the nice thing about having a fresh reset is it kind of allows you to reset your brain. I think it's very easy to get stuck in lists and, oh, this is my core list, so I'm just going to switch things out from that. But it's a complete change.
Yeah.
It's like, do whatever you want.
It's nice. Feels like a very fresh new
it's
game.
A whole new world.
New horizons, new experiences, new adventures.
Oh!
New
Super chats?
Super chats.
Yes. Yeah. Winter Wizard, with that we'll move on.
Winter Wizard?
Winter Wizard 7.
Oh, the 7th of his name.
You do like a 7.
Okay.
Having a chill day, painting a lot of virulence and loving list building in the new app. Much love to you both. Keep it frosty TT.
Lord of Virulence. That's very nice. One of my favourite Death Guard characters.
Oh, really?
Just a shame that the Blight Lord Terminators are now really bad.
That's a conversation for another day.
That is for another time.
That is another controversial conversation for another day.
Lord of Virulence is cool though.
Well, we're glad you're enjoying the list building and the app. I think a lot of people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think negativity is always going to be louder online than positivity because people who are negative about something tend to be a little bit more passionate. So.
Yes.
But I've seen a lot of people being quite positive and enjoying it. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's nice to hear. It's good. Yeah. Positive.
Yeah.
Next super chat?
Yeah.
Ninja Lee 83. Oh, that rhymed. I do like that. Hey guys, how would you rate Death Company intercessors in boarding patrol? And would you still include a chaplain even though it's a lone operative now?
Chaplain's a lone operative?
So they dropped the boarding action rules today.
Oh, are they out now?
Yes.
Oh.
We have not had a chance to have a look at those personally. I think I saw online.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
You have to pick from specific units now. It's not just.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Oh. Oh, yeah. It's not. We're not in a. We can't tell you.
Yeah. So it tells you what you can pick from now, which is quite interesting.
Weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a balance thing.
Probably. Usually because it's sorry.
That's okay.
Because it's a smaller point level and it's a slightly different game structure, and I'm assuming they've tweaked some of the rules to bring it in line with 10th. They'll need to tweak some of those to make it, because it's better to change something to balance it for boarding action than try and just take the core index and then balance it for both 40k and boarding action when they're completely different games.
Yeah.
So it's going to make sense.
It looks like, from the very, very small amount I've just read, it looks like they're attempting to balance it a bit more.
Yeah.
Which is
nice.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to look at it. Sorry.
Yeah, we haven't had the chance to look at it yet, but that will be conversations we'll be having.
I just saw Blade Champion. That's pretty cool. Blade Champion in boarding action.
Oof, nasty, nasty. Walker Fort 1B is, yes, I'm back again. Also, I have a hat to eat complaining about the Deathwatch preview not showing special issue ammunition. And you were right, wait for the whole index. Glad it was nerfed quick though, friendly games would have been ruined.
Yes. Yes. The Deathwatch stratagems are actually very interesting. There's a few people that have said, I don't really want to take kill teams because you lose a lot of the really good rules that the Space Marine units get, like Hellblasters, for instance. But actually, a lot of the stratagems, most of them in fact, only affect kill teams, and allows you to do the effects on 2 kill teams. So if you have Hellfire ammo, for instance, you put it on 2 kill teams rather than just the 1, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of the armies have a special thing of if X, then 2.
Yeah.
For your stratagem.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'd probably say don't think of Deathwatch as Space Marines, and that will probably help you get your head around it a bit.
Because they're not Space Marines, they're Deathwatch.
No, they are Space Marines.
The special Marines.
They're special operatives.
Yes, literally. They kill my precious friends.
Yeah. Also, if you're running any Space Marine army, you should take a Vindicare Assassin.
Yeah, you've spotted that little trick. He's nasty. We do not like him.
I do.
Not my friend. If you're a Xenos, beware the Vinster. He is.
If you're anyone, beware the Vinster.
Oh gosh.
Woo!
I mean,
he's a bad so-and-so.
He's a little cheeky. 80 points?
Yeah, it's way too cheap.
Yeah.
He's just picking off characters left, right, and centre.
Yeah, you hide him somewhere else, nice up and high.
Yep.
Can't target him.
Yeah.
He's just being a menace.
And you get plus additional AP because of plunging fire, because you're more than 6 inches high, if you're able to do that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Please don't. Pray for your poor Xenos friends and Chaos friends. Stu Gibson, Beard, how are you feeling about not being able to play Iron Warriors properly until the Codex comes out? My Night Lords miss the Legion specific stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, this is what happens with indexes. I think I remember it in 8th and I was like, oh, I've missed the flavour. But if you add your own flavour and a bit of narrative in, like it's fine. I think one saving grace is that Chaos Space Marine rules are actually pretty good. The index is good. Their mechanic is a little bit clunky because there's a lot of dice rolling and admin, but it's not that hard really. And I will be using them soon. I'm just waiting for a new unit, which is really big.
Yeah, you've been showing off a little bit over on your own social media.
Corn Lord of Skulls.
Oh, it's not going to be a yes.
I'm removing all the corn bits. Well, I've removed all the corn bits.
You're making it less corny.
Yeah, making it more Iron Warriors-y.
Yeah.
I'm not painting it. I'm sending it off somewhere, but I'll show you the previews as and when they come. But yeah, I'm waiting for him to come back. He's a big chunky boy. Yeah.
He's very large.
This boy's big.
Large and in charge.
Big boy.
Yes. We'll move on to the next super chat. Russell Pinner, can we just spend a second to appreciate Fletcher's incredible glow up of the studio's NIDs? And any news on Jobs? Wow, that was the wrong word completely. Bard's Drop Pod podcast will answer this in.
Jarbs.
No, I got excited.
Can't you tell us about the Jarbs?
I can't speak good. This is why they don't let me on camera, you see. I am a behind the camera dweller for this reason. I'll split that into 2 parts. Yes, I will be spending all of the time imaginable appreciating Fletcher's glow up of the studio NIDs. He has done a fantastic job. Personally, obviously I'm biased. I would go so far as to say it's the most beautiful army we have as a studio army.
That's quite clean.
It's quite clean. Well, because he's doing it as a whole army as well.
It's all consistent.
It's very consistent. We've got some stunning models like Angron and Lion, but he's not done those whole armies.
Yeah,
very,
Mermaiden was a very, very old army for us. We've had that for some time.
It's very old, and I think there have been about 4 people that have contributed to the painting of it, resulting in some differences in the paint style and also the paints being used. The colours weren't always completely matching. And he's done an absolutely amazing job. And actually, from a filming perspective, the scheme now looks way better on camera because it's not just either blending into brown rocks or just looking like brownness under lights.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's gorgeous.
Maybe we'll do a little teaser. I've actually been shooting cinematics.
Yeah, so we'll put a little trailer together, so you can see them all because
here comes Mermaiden, flying through the galaxy, eating all the planets. No one is safe from their horrible tentacle faces.
But they're tentacled maws.
Yeah,
I'll have you
tentacle
know.
maws. They'll eat you and your family too, and then you're dead.
Yes. And then the second part of the question, before this goes too far. Any news on Bard's Drop Pod podcast?
It's been cancelled. No, not really.
Bard has been cancelled.
He's in Glastonbury right now.
He is. Hard to cancel him.
Very, very cool. Yeah, we are filming the first episode very soon. There you go.
There you go.
It's going to be. We've got some exciting plans for it, but you'll have to wait and see. But we are filming soon. So watch this space.
It's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. He's been telling me some of you guys' ideas. I'm very excited. Aldair has responded arachnids. I'm assuming that was in response to my what are the aliens in Starship Troopers, because I don't know. I would also like to point out that there are a couple of comments being like, Jinx, how could you have not seen this? But mostly people are like, no, yeah, she gets a pass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, from Cam,
like
we are Jinx's people, it's true.
Oh, okay.
This is the benefits of
Wow,
being
you've made
behind
like
the
a proper
camera.
little community here.
Literally, I love tapping away with you guys.
I want to go on the deck
It's
next
really
time.
friendly and really fun. I enjoy it. You guys make me laugh so much. I don't always respond to all the comments because it's very hard managing these guys and responding to comments, but I am laughing and I am aware of what you guys say all of the time. Nothing goes unnoticed. I see everything.
My goodness.
The photo owl, hello. I found the wall gear choice a bit clunky.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Yeah.
It is a bit.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that can be changed over time. Okay, I don't know what they could do to make that less clunky. Like, there's just a lot of stuff you need to have on there for it to work. It's a really good point, but I don't know how you'd fix it. It needs some thought,
Yes.
and not from us, clearly.
No, maybe we should pull together and get some feedback.
Yes, write it down on a piece of paper.
Send it off to GW in very big writing.
Yeah.
Well,
Love
good,
from Katie in the chat.
Love from Katie and the crew. My people, my community.
Yeah.
John Amir has asked, do you feel like narrative play could use an overhaul? Crusade feels like it's closer to match rather than TTRPGs. Thank you for your hard work. It's a tricky question.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest with you. I've not spent a huge amount of time looking at Crusade for 10th. I might be soon.
Is that a little sneak peek, is it?
But yes, the problem with the one in 9th edition was it was too complicated and there was too much admin. Way too much admin. But you need enough for it to be a proper like RPG. Yeah. So yeah, not sure. I think it does need a look at and a bit of a redo potentially. Again, I don't know what you do to make it different. Like you could say, oh, let's make it like Dungeons & Dragons in space, but it's a hyper complicated game. 40k is already complicated. When you then tack on all the stuff to make it like a roleplay experience, it then just will bulk and bulk and bulk. But yes, I think it could do with something. Maybe, I suppose my suggestion would be something along the lines of make your core characters progress and then have like very basic upgrades for your other units potentially. Yeah. Because yeah, you've got your Blade Guards, but no one really cares what happens to them in the Crusade. You want Brother Blade Captain Balthazar of the Blood Bearers to get all the cool enhancements and have the story. So maybe focus on the characters, build around a number of characters and just have the army follow along. There you go.
Yeah. Narrative with bid. Yeah. You should do a narrative.
Narrative. I should do a narrative?
I was going to say you should do a narrative masterclass at some point, where you kind of share how you your process. Which now I'm thinking about it, your process is very wild.
Yeah.
Unscripted.
Yeah. Yeah. Just enjoy what I do. Don't draw too much attention to how it's graded. You imagine, you know in Iron Man, in Iron Man 1, he goes into a cave and like puts 3 bins together and makes Iron Man suit Mark 1. That's kind of how I work. That's how I operate in life.
Yeah. Hey Beard, what's your process? There is no process.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're very good at narrative.
Thank you.
So I'll give you that praise. Quadruple barreled t-shirt cannon.
Wow.
Yeah. I enjoy the simplicity of the app. I just fear that you will still be forced to buy a physical codex in order to get the digital rules. And they have said that.
Here's a suggestion that would make this more palatable for everyone. Don't price the digital codex the same as the physical one, because that's just greedy, in my opinion. You're not paying for shipping, you're not paying for the manufacturing costs. I know books aren't expensive to make, but there is a cost involved in that. And this is the same for video games as well. Bring the cost down to make it more palatable, and you'll probably sell more digital copies of stuff. It's a PDF, essentially. Yeah. Like, I know there's lots of things to pay for in terms of the creation of that, all the artwork and the lore and the rules and all that kind of stuff, but just like reduce the cost a bit to make it even worth considering. Because personally, if it's the same price, I'll go for a book because it's nice. Yeah. Nice physical thing. If it was like, I don't know, 25% cheaper, I'll probably go with the PDF one, especially if I'm going to put it into my fancy new app.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with loads of good ideas today.
You should be the idea man. You should go to Games Workshop and they hire me. I'm the thoughts guy. I'm very busy here. Thank you. Please don't leave us, actually. I regret saying that. We need you.
Nottingham's a very long way away.
It really is. X-Bale X.
X-Bale. Thanks, man.
Thoughts on when we might see an FAQ regarding datasheet errors. For example, Wolfguard Terminators currently cannot wield a power fist if equipped with an assault cannon, heavy flamer, etc.
It's probably being worked on now, I'd imagine. With the amount of data cards there are, I think we can probably expect a few errors here and there. Like if you look at the Space Marine one, it's like a loaf of bread. It's so big. Yeah. Like the thing. I thought you were talking about Space Marines for a second, being a loaf of bread. Yeah. After the Xenos! Poof! Oof. Shooting flour. Yeah, very serious. Yeast cannon! Poof! There's so much that is just been upheaved. Yeah, there's gonna be errors here and there. There'll be. The thing is, I don't know if there's a process to draw attention to errors. I don't know if there's a feedback form or something. But if you see stuff, maybe find a way to feed it back and maybe it will get fixed. Because it's all digital now, and hopefully there's a team that's monitoring and managing it. It should be updated, and then you don't have to be like making notes and putting post-it notes on your codex. It's just nice and digitized. Put a little bit of Tipex over your index card and just write over it. Yeah, easy. Loaf Marine. A new way. The fourth founding. Adeptus Loaf Starties. Yeah. The Bottle Brigade. Okay. Knobs Burgers has said, loving the edition so far. Hashtag Truckosaurus. Truckosaurus, my man. Truckosaurus. I still remember that moment in game. I remember the day Truckosaurus slew the Emperor. I remember it regularly, and it just cracks me up. Imagine if that's how they end the Horus Heresy. When they get round to doing the last book and they're describing the battle between the Emperor and Horus. Spoilers, I'm not there yet. It was actually Truckosaurus. Truckosaurus slew Sanguinius. Yes. And then finished off Horus. And then said, whoa, when he saw the Emperor, and then just like wheelied off the Vengeful Spirit. Yeah. And just like flipped through space. Yeah. Until he hit his next victim. Yeah. Finn. Oh, that would be so silly. Yeah. So new rule, if you're coming to the live stream, someone has to say Truckosaurus. Yeah, but I think it happens naturally every time anyway. We should get Truckosaurus merchandise. We should get Truckosaurus stickers. We should, we need to get some stickers. Yeah, we're on it. Stick pack, coming soon. Everyone harass Lawrence to let us get stickers. Alan Rayner, do you think it would be interesting to do a follow-up on your 10th edition roundtable chat a few months down the line to see if your opinions have changed or been reinforced? Please keep your positivity. Hell yeah. That is, I think the intentions are there. Yeah. Whether or not we have time is another thing, but the intentions are definitely there. Maybe it'll be in a podcast episode. Maybe. Who knows? Yes, we will cover it.
Yeah.
We will naturally go through and cover the evolution of 10th edition as it evolutions.
Smart.
Yes.
Big brain plays there.
Yeah, we want to do more of these live streams. We want to do more podcasts. We're going to have more chatty shows coming up. So
we've kind of missed. There was a kind of gap between us doing the more backstage chatty stuff.
the gap.
We missed talking with you guys. It's very fun. It's a very enjoyable experience a lot of the time.
Yeah.
We're
all
almost...
the time? That's rude.
Well, sometimes...
They're right here.
Well, sometimes chat you're mean.
Oh.
Sometimes you're mean. Just joking. Move on to we've caught up on the super chats.
Good, we've only got 5 minutes left. We're having a short one today because it's just us.
The photo, Al, when is Katie and Arbitorian's roulette starting?
What?
I tweeted out, I think it was yesterday morning, and I put it on my Instagram, that I really want to do like a fun, silly tournament where you randomly get assigned an army.
Right.
And then you get given those index cards,
Yeah.
you shuffle them,
Right.
and you draw until you get to as close as 22,000 points.
22,000 points?
As close to 2,000 points as you can.
Yeah.
And that's your army.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. You just get no choice. You don't get to pick your army. You don't get to pick your units. You can have randomly, you can pick enhancements, but it goes on randomly assigned characters.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know, like I don't actually want to do a tournament because the logistics of that would be massive, but it could be fun to do. Just as like a silly game, or if you like,
That'd be fun as a gaming group, I think.
I think yeah.
What would you call it?
It's something roulette. It would be called roulette because it's.
Come up with a better name.
I'm not good. I'm not.
be
You're
called
the thinking
roulette.
guy. You're something roulette, like Warhammer roulette or something.
Wow.
You're the thoughts idea person.
Okay, I'll have a think about it.
This is why I'm not allowed on camera.
This is a cool. I like the concept.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say they want to do it with their friends, and obviously, you don't have to do it with the whole index. You take out the units that you have available, and then just draw until you can get 2,000.
That'd be a fun thing. Yeah, that'd be a really fun thing to do as a gaming group. And be like,
just
"What-
silly.
I want to start a new army. I want to do a crusade. Be like, cool.
And the best part of it is if you get assigned an army you absolutely hate.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Huh. Okay.
I'd love to do that.
Right. We have a couple of minutes left. So
Yes.
if you've got any last minute super chats, please
Well,
send them now.
we've actually had another super chat
That
in
was
the last
quick.
couple of minutes.
That was quick.
Truckosaurus from Knobs Burgers.
All right.
I don't know where that voice
What a
came
combo of comment and username. That's great.
from. It was very, very orc themed. It was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to get Truckosaurus on for his 10th edition debut, don't we? Was Truckosaurus... Truckosaurus was Gazkul's personal battle wagon, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yes, because he did a wheelie and then Gazkul fell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Gazkul or Makari?
It was Gazkul because he's big.
He is big.
Right. Are they one of my second tier factions?
I think you're backing up orcs.
Right. When I play orcs, my first 10th edition game with orcs, I will do a Truckosaurus. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it.
I like it.
Truckosaurus.
Logbez has commented again, I'm actually using Truckosaurus as the TT inspirational quote on my Magical Warhammer presentation tomorrow. Can you remember in the live stream where he asked it? Yes.
Oh, cool. Oh, good luck with that. Is that tomorrow?
I assume so, yeah.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck.
With your
Good luck.
presentation.
It
I hope
sounds
it's a
amazing.
spectacular PowerPoint / keynote presentation.
And these aren't super chats, but they are ideas for yes.
For your-
Emperor's Tarot and
Yes.
Trials of Zinch.
Oh.
So these are some fantastic names. I've put this idea out into the world. Feel free to use it and adapt it to your own, and let me know if you do get on with it, because this sounds amazing. It just sounds like a really fun time.
You have to do #Crewlette, because Katie.
Yes.
Roulette.
Katie Roulette. And you're my crew, as we've established.
Crewlette.
Roulette.
KREW roulette.
Yes.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. #Crewlette.
Yeah. Truckosaurus.
#10th is awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that inspirational quote, do you think we should
Probably.
end?
Yeah.
We've done all the super chats?
We've done all the super chats. We've caught up with all the super chats.
Fabulous. Thank you for being here with us today on this short excursion through the live stream. What do you go through when you go through the warp? That one.
Right? You're asking the wrong person.
All my ideas have flooded out my ear now. I've got no brains left. Yes, thanks for being here today. I hope you enjoy your 10th edition games. Good luck if you are trying to get Leviathan box on Saturday. If you haven't got yours already, as far as I can tell, there's still quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm seeing Games Workshops and like local stores showing how much stock they have. And it's quite substantial.
They made loads of them. Who knew?
Loads.
No one was expecting that. So that's nice. Enjoy Leviathan release, enjoy your hobby weekends. I'm sure there's lots of people going to get their Terminators and winged prime flies and gribbly wibblies,
Neurotyrants,
big mouth,
stern guards, and Inferno squads.
Yeah.
And also, while you're at it this weekend and you're at your desks hobbying away, make sure you enjoy the game we have coming out.
Yes.
Which is going to be Tau Empire versus
Orcs. Yes.
Trugosaurus.
I mean, it doesn't actually include Trugosaurus.
No, but it does include a lot of silliness and the first war of 10th edition.
Indeed. So enjoy that, and while you're at it, consider joining us on demand because there's a whole heap of extra stuff on there.
So much.
26 faction focuses, 4 10th edition games already, plus a Sigmar, plus more 10th edition coming next week. Get on board and eat it like biomass. But for now, you're going to have to turn off the live stream button.
Oh, I need to go run.
Awkwardly.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll say goodbye right now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for being here today.
Goodbye.
Hashtag Crewlet, hashtag
Goodbye.
Tuxosaurus. We'll see you next time. Bye.